Beautiful Aries friends, welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all the Aries out there with me today for your general 2020 February tarot messages. As always, guys, in these general messages, not everything I say will resonate with all the Aries out there. So it is up to you all to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, and ultimately to take away only the messages that you feel serve you in some capacity, that motivate you, inspire you, that offer you confirmation that you needed. That is my goal here today. But ultimately, not every message will be for you. So it is up to you to use your intuition to discern the differences. Don't force yourself to make anything fit your circumstance or scenario, but also give it time, not just here and now, in a few hours, days, even weeks. Something may strike a chord with you, resonate, and if that's the case, ooh, you got a Capricorn coming in that's going to make all your dreams come true. Now, if that's the case, if it hits you later on and resonates, take it and run with it. That means it was your message. For some of you, that was your message. Wish fulfillment with a Capricorn, or getting sexual passion back into a relationship. What else? Everything else is in the description box below for you if you want to take a gander in there. That's going to include the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. As always, I ask for you to like, share, subscribe wherever you can, including on this video right here. That helps this channel and these messages gain traction so they can get out to those who want to see them and those who need to see them. I got one more deck to shuffle, and then we're going to begin for my Aries February 2020 general messages. Oh, and that's enough, actually. All right, bottom of your deck is sudden wealth and change. Ooh, Aries, I love that. Very cool. Some of you are going to be getting some sort of inheritance or some sort of payout that you thought it passed you by. Yeah, at one point in time, you were declined or you were denied the loan, or something about your pay was put on hold or stopped up. It's coming back in, or you're getting an influx of new wealth. And it doesn't have to be $1 million, right? I mean, it might be, a quick $50, but it'll be good. Something about new direction, change. Yeah, I love that message. Very cool. All right, so bottom of your deck is the Hierophant and the Three of Wands. Yeah, something about you've already committed to it and you're waiting to see the results. Some of you are wanting to give up, but yeah, have faith. Justice. Yeah, justice and a victory is coming through for you, especially if you're waiting for some important court case decision, or again, so I keep hearing like lump sum, a payout of money, or if it's not money, it's something that is owed to you. It could be an object, it could be inheritance or inheriting of an object. It could even be just like a favor that is owed to you and you ask somebody and originally you got like lukewarm response. Have faith that something is coming around, and yeah, freedom, harmony, being able to go on a trip or going outside of, it could be outside of your comfort zone, but travel. I mean, the world is a beautiful card. Something about the closing out of an old cycle and embracing the new, being able to look at your accomplishments and how far you've come. That's what this is. Something about a balance of the scales. Something is testing your faith in something greater, as well as your faith in your person, especially if you're married. Some of you may have gone through like an awkward situation or some sort of plateau where you both are being asked to step up and fight for the relationship. If it means something to you, then don't just sit on your ass and watch it crumble. Like, go and chase it. Go and fight for it. If this is your person, particularly a Taurus or a Libra, yeah, you're being encouraged to go after it, to go fight for it, because ultimately you need to be the center of your world, your universe. But it's almost like this is very much a twinning energy. You both are presenting as the world. Something about rising up above the bullshit, channeling higher vibrational messages. You know what it is? It has to do with letting ego fall to the wayside. Don't let ego be what makes this. Don't let your ego or bitterness or jealousy be like what soils taints the well. What spoils the water. Rise above that bullshit. Tap into that more spiritual energy. Again, do the work that you've already committed yourself to. Free yourself from things that you feel are keeping you stuck. There is an importance on being patient and waiting, but also with that, it's sort of an interesting message. It's also saying, don't let opportunity pass you by. If you see a perfect wave, she's a surfer, right? If you see that perfect wave, jump on it, Aries. Don't just let it pass by again and again. Like, something about the mentality of, oh, I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one. Some of you literally missed the bus. I don't know why that's coming through. Your mode of transportation, you missed the bus or missed the, I don't know. It's actually avoidance. It's not a healthy means of waiting. Some of you know it's your time to step up. Ones are all about motivation. It's something you've already worked towards and have committed yourself to. With Eight of Pentacles, it's like you need to keep putting in the work, the spiritual work I'm hearing, especially on your body as well. By saying, I'll get the next one, oh, I'll get it next time, it's actually you avoiding it. It's keeping yourself safe in what is a false belief. It's a mental prison, essentially. With the Eight of Swords, it's like you've tied yourself down. You've bound your hands together so that you can't move. Again, the world is very much about liberation, setting yourself free. Some of you are going into some sort of industry that involves clothing, costume design, modeling, fashion. Something about fashion design, especially like computer graphics, like graphic designer. That was sort of the word I was looking for. Yeah, there's victory there, especially if money is tight right now. You've invested a bunch of money in your education or in your work, your clothing line, whatever that is. You are going to see the return of that. It might take a little bit of time, but again, hang in there. Be patient. Like money will come. I keep getting, change in wealth, right? And I am getting for the better. It's called sudden wealth. That's typically a good thing. And with that 11, that does make me think of Libra energy. And you have that here. Yeah, justice. Yeah, it's going to be fortuitous. It's going to be good luck. Business partnership with an Empress or a Libra, and some sort of career that does focus on, and this isn't a bad thing, but external beauty. Something about facials, or it could be cosmetics, the makeup industry, the fashion industry. But it's something that it's like by wearing your product or by wearing your clothing, it's empowering because it sets people free to like live their best life. It's something like that. It's like you offer them, it's something that they feel strong. They feel confident when they wear your shirt, when they wear your hat, when they wear your socks. It could be like a men's clothing line or something like that. It makes them want to go places. It makes them want to conquer the world and achieve their own small victories. It's very interesting. It's like you're empowering people with what you make them wear. Very specific message, but somebody out there needs to hear that. So very cool. Very cool. All right, Aries. So wow. Okay. Lots of double cards. So you have the Eight of Pentacles twice. This is the workers card, the apprenticeship, the artisan, the intern, right? It is working at a skill or craft that you love, and it makes the hours fly by. You don't even realize, like, the sudden change of the clock, very much about cycles of time. Time goes by really fast when you're doing this because your heart is invested in it, and your time and your energy are being put to good use. It's not slaving away at some job where you get no emotional fulfillment. It's not building upon your career or your spiritual growth. This is something that does do that. It's something you enjoy, and it's perfecting the skill. It's mastering the skill. So it's not just that you have a solid foundation. It's that you have a solid foundation from which you can grow. Upward mobility. A change in sudden wealth. I love that. Something about a Leo might be important, or a Scorpio. Yeah, adding people to your team. And if it's not adding people to your team, it's networking. It's going out and talking about ideas with people. It does seem like about your business. I got to be honest. If something presents about love, I will absolutely let you know. But this almost feels like a soulmate or a soul contract in terms of like literal contracts of the career you're trying to go down. With the Empress, she builds the empire. And look what you're doing here. You're building it. Look at all these pentacles, this double work energy. Some of you are splitting your time between two jobs. I could also, see that as well. And again, divine timing, having faith in God, in source, in spirituality, in the universe, in the world, right? That what is meant to come to you will come organically in time. Organically, seeds, pentacles. You can't will a flower to be a flower. It will grow and develop the way it is supposed to over time. Some of you, again, it's like, it's your time to move forward on this project or idea, but you keep psyching yourself out about, no, it's not the perfect wave. It's not the perfect time. It's not this. It's almost like the longer you wait for it, again, something about the opportunity is going to go by you. So why are you delaying what, I got to be honest, it feels like an inevitable win. It feels like a victory. It may have to do with perfectionism. You don't want to reach out to clients. You don't want to launch your website until everything is absolutely perfect. This is saying that's not really important. It's more the process of doing it. You're actually undervaluing or underestimating all the knowledge you're going to acquire by going after that wave, by launching the website or starting this project or this business. It doesn't have to be perfect. Something about wiggle room, it's actually good because you're going to be informed about important knowledge regarding this matter that's going to help you progress and grow in a very positive but stable way. It's not going to take off like fire, Aries. It's going to take off like a seed that grows over time, an acorn into the oak tree over time, but it's going to be very solid. It's going to be very well rooted. Word to the wise, you're going to make some mistakes. Universe is telling you flat out, you are going to make mistakes along this way. Don't let that stop you. Don't let those obstacles that really disappoint you, don't make it out to be bigger than it is. Don't make it out to be the death of the company, the death of your career. It's over. I ruined it. I screwed up. It's not true. It's a test. It's testing your endurance. It's testing your spirit to go back to the drawing board. Okay, we tried to launch it in this city. There's no need for this in this city. Let's move here. Let's launch it here. We tried to target our product to this group, this age group, this market, this demographic. They're not into it. Let's try something else. This is telling you flat out, there will be obstacles. There are going to be important insights that in the learning process, it's going to be frustrating. It's going to hurt a little, right? It may tap into part of your bank account or part of your resource and you're like, no, but I just made my first $1,000 and now I have to pay for all these expenses I didn't anticipate. It's part of the growing process. You are meant to learn invaluable lessons, so take it in stride, one day at a time. This is being guided by universe. Universe sees you as very magical, full of potential to create something really amazing that brings people joy. Again, something about clothing, fashion, designer wear, something where people dress up and wear it. I mean, look at his costume. It's so extra. It's so over the top, right? When they wear it, it makes them love themselves. It makes them feel, I don't want to say this in an inauthentic way. It's not that they're putting on a show. It's not like a false parading or something about a masquerading. It's not like hiding who they are. It's almost adding this beautiful layer that makes them want to step into themselves even more. I hope that makes sense for some of you. It's healing. I don't know if it's something that, I don't know what that would be. Some type of clothing you wear that offers it's good for your skin or it helps with this, or I don't even know what that would be, but there's something healing about the fabric, the material, the crystals. Maybe it's jewelry, like healing jewelry, something like that. Yeah, it empowers and excites people to, I just keep hearing, go live their best life. But yeah, have faith in timing and that obstacles are temporary. They come and go, so don't get caught up in them. Something about if you get burned once, if you make a mistake and do it the wrong way, you were meant to go through that lesson. So don't let that keep you from jumping in on the next wave, from going after more happiness, for striving to get to the next goal in your pathway. Keep going at it. Keep going after it. Your challenge or focus is being the mature person in the relationship. You may be dealing with a Gemini or a Leo who, it could be your business partner, it could be your romantic partner. There's very much a duality to them. It could also be your mother. I feel like I get that message for you all the time, Aries. I don't know why that always comes through, but. So you have two cards with Archangel Michael. Temperance card, a card of Sagittarius. Your mother could be a Sagittarius, or your father, or your romantic partner. Again, the angel of love. But something about it burned you. Somebody disappointed you. Especially if it was someone who was supposed to be your business partner and was flighty or flaky. A Sagittarius may have dipped out on you when you were mid-construction of a project or a building or a piece of fashion wear. They were your co-collaborator, and all of a sudden they're like, peace, I'm out, I quit. You may have been what? Yeah, something about you got burned and you had to step up and be the mature person. You had to be the bigger person. You had to keep this structure together. You had to keep it from crumbling. And it probably requires you to step in and do their work that they left behind. So again, you having to work 2 jobs or 2 shifts, or make up for the lack of seriousness or the lack of professionalism that they did or did not demonstrate. Yeah, you're really fighting for this project. You're really championing the idea. I do keep wanting to say merchandise that you're selling. Even this very much speaks to me about clothing. I don't know why that's coming through so strong here. Something that keeps people warm, and again, something that allows people to transition into who they're supposed to be. Something that I don't know why this metaphor, it's like they put something on and it sets out their true person. They step into their power and it makes them more confident. But yeah, your challenge or focus is dealing with someone who lets you down, someone who burns you, someone who does not make good on their promise, someone who is two-faced. Leo, Gemini, Sagittarius, I don't know if that means anything to anyone. It may have had something to do with a lump sum of inheritance you got from I do want to say a female, though it doesn't have to be, a grandmother, an aunt, a grandfather, whatever. Double card of Gemini, the double six, the number 66 might be important to some of you, or the number 8. 68, 86, that may be your logo, that may be something to do with your business. That may be the age of somebody who passed that you got inheritance from. 86, I don't know. That's coming up as your challenge or focus. Let's throw one more thing on it. Actually, I'm going to throw one of these on it. Expectation. Yeah, somebody did not measure up. Somebody did not hold their end of the deal. Somebody did not meet your expectation. That's absolutely what it is. And the 2 and the 8 make a 10. You're closing out a cycle with this person. This person is probably no longer going to be on your spiritual path because they let you down. They were two-faced. They did you dirty. They may have taken some money from you, or they just abandoned you when you were like mid-project and you're like, I'm literally getting the visual of you guys moving something heavy together and they just drop it and they're like, I quit, I'm out. And you're like, what? Like it kind of blows your mind, but ultimately, again, it was a harsh but necessary lesson because this person let their true colors show. It's almost like they had nothing to hide behind. They're naked, right? Again, something with mannequins, fashion design, that you may be in some sort of warehouse where there's lots of mannequins. And there's some important metaphor here about it's either dead weight or it has something to do with like the lack of empathy or the lack of humanistic qualities this person shows. They're just like a mannequin. There's nothing to them. They're plastic. They're hollow on the inside. There's nothing there. So that is reassuring you, this person who maybe at one point you held in high regard, they let their true colors shine. And yeah, they end up being kind of a trickster. And so you can cut it. You can sever it, right? With that sword, it's like you can bring the sword down and sever that tie, sever that friendship. If they're not helping to build you up, if they're not helping you to get the work done, to erect the structure together, to put in the teamwork, cut them out. They're dead weight. That's what it is, the mannequin. They're dead weight. They serve no purpose. You don't need them anymore. Kind of a harsh message, but I mean, it's meant to be helpful to you. It is coming up as your challenge, though. So if there's someone in your life that already you're sensing some weird energy from them, I would nip it in the bud before it gets worse. Don't turn to drastic action. If you have no facts or proof that this person is whatever, stealing money or has malicious intent, maybe just open the door for conversation of like, hey, so like, do you see us working together like long term? Or, you know, like put the feelers out on where they're at because it's going to tell you something important that you need to hear. Yeah, the help available to you is friendship. And this does seem like a different energy, particularly with a Pisces or someone in your life who is a dancer or a model, someone who has a tiny little frame, somebody, yeah, they're probably wearing your clothing or wearing your outfits. And for those who aren't involved in this whole fashion thing, that doesn't mean this is not your message, but apply it to whatever career that is, because this definitely feels very career heavy. Something that builds people's confidence. So if it's not fashion and clothing, again, apply it to your scenario if it fits. There's your card. I like this. Boom. Queen of Wands. This is very much independent energy to me. Like you're going to build this empire on your own. You don't need to rest or rely on anyone. But what's interesting though is some of you, I don't know why this is a fear. It's like you don't want to make it to the top and realize you have no one to celebrate with. That won't be the case. You're going to have plenty of people to celebrate with, your soul tribe, your family, your best friends. Also, what you're not realizing is by cutting out this excess baggage of like, I just keep getting kind of like liar, cheater, thief vibes, somebody who has malicious intent or is very two-faced. By cutting that person out, you're actually making room in your life for someone else who can contribute positively, particularly a Pisces or another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They are going to help you recover from whatever wounds or damage this tricky, deceitful person did. Whatever they did to you, sorry. Yeah, your friendships that have stood the test of time, your soul tribe, your people, that is going to be a good resource for you to find more motivation and inspiration to keep moving forward. Your pep squad, your cheerleaders, the people rooting for you. Surround yourself by those people and almost take in all that positive energy they're throwing at you and then put that into your career, put that into your job. Something about making a positive out of a negative, and it does have to do with your two-faced person here. Something, and not only the lessons you walked away with, learning to recognize the red flags or questioning people's intention when they're showing you some unusual behavior. It's not just walking away with those important lessons, which was absolutely something you needed in this spiritual journey. There's something about flipping it on its head. Making a positive out of a negative. Something else comes from this, and it may have to do with releasing you from burdens you're carrying around from the past. And it's something about, had you not met this toxic person, it may have even helped you to realize a quality in yourself that you don't like. Yeah, something about it holds up a mirror. Very much like twin flame, Gemini energy. Karmic partnership, but not necessarily soulmate partnership. Something about the two-faced things that they did or some sort of like trick they pulled on you, it really hurt you. Something about that, there's like a dawning in your mind. There's some sort of epiphany or illumination that makes you recognize something you don't like about yourself that you finally start to tackle. I don't know if it has to do with going to counseling or therapy or again, this message comes through for my Aries so much. Addiction issues, codependency, alcohol use. Something about seeing this person's true colors. Maybe they got super drunk and showed up to work and that's when you were like, we got to let you go. Sorry, like we're done with you. You may actually realize that when you're really stressed, you turn to like substance abuse, even just like chain smoking. It could be cigarettes. There's something about this where you catch yourself doing it and it reminds you of this person that you don't like, that it was very two-faced. And it's interesting. It's taking a positive or a negative and making it into a positive, taking lessons and applying them not just in your life, but to yourself. Okay, it's holding yourself up to a higher standard than you ever have before. Wow, this is a really impactful message. It's holding yourself up to a higher standard because you want your business and your family and your friends to thrive and grow and stand the test of time. And it does have to do with liberating yourself from the past, something that you were unable to see before about yourself, like the internal reflection. Again, seeing yourself in a mirror, it rebalances your scales, it sets you free, and it actually teaches you to love yourself in a way that you never could before. This is a really powerful message, Aries. Yeah, the help available to you is your friends. And for those of you lost your talent, somebody who was going to wear your clothing or someone who was going to promote your show or do this or that, you have a moment of all is lost, my life is over. Yeah, you go through like this moment of despair. What you're not recognizing, and in flying colors, I'm getting this. This was meant to be because the way you were going about it or whom you were going about it with, it was meant to die off. This connection, this trickster, two-faced slime bucket, be thankful you met them because it did teach you something. And ultimately, it sets you off on the correct pathway that you were supposed to get to. That had you never met them, you never would have been illuminated to the correct path. Like the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know why I just said that, but the bridge you were supposed to go under or through, there was light at the end of the tunnel, but you had to make it through this like karmic partnership where you did get hurt a little bit or a lot, right? Had you not gone through this, you wouldn't be like the badass that you are today. So again, take it in stride. It was meant to be. Have faith that the universe is looking out for you. They are calling you out of your shell. And calling you out on toxic behavior or toxic patterns that you may still kind of have very deep in your subconscious, it's illuminating you. Look at all these beautiful yellow cards. But it's illuminating you to get you to grow, to get you to take more risks into avenues of happiness and joy, to get you to jump into the water, jump into the love, right? Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, maybe a commitment with one of those signs long-term, a marriage, a business partnership. Anyway, I was saying something about you were very worried that you lost out on an opportunity of a business partner or again, someone who was supposed to help you in this endeavor. You have a friend in your life, and I do just keep wanting to say Pisces, they will be an excellent substitute, at least in the interim, even if it's not like a long-term partnership. If you need someone to step in and model in that runway show that you're putting on, or sing that duet with you at that important audition or gig, or fill in on the drums, you have someone in your life who will happily jump in and help you. Your friendships are going to save you in tricky times, in difficult situations. Lean on those you trust, friendships that have stood the test of time, especially with a Cancer too. All right, final advice or guidance for my Aries. So this had come out earlier. We said something about your wishes and your dreams with a Capricorn. May also be setting yourself free from a Capricorn. Or actually, it's your shadow self. Really difficult negative thoughts, not letting them take over your headspace. I've said this to a lot of signs. This is a message that keeps coming up. The negative talk, the self-doubt, the lack of confidence, the fears that you're carrying around in your head. It's important to understand why those triggers are coming up for you, but to ultimately not let them overpower you. You know, have that moment where you break down and there is a release. There are tears. There's almost like the idea of sweating out those toxins. That is your shadow self. That is the negative self-talk. The energy. It's like asking yourself to step up into a higher power, to hold yourself more accountable, to vibe higher, and not let these negative or dark, toxic thoughts take over. Aligning more with spirituality, as well as your hopes and your dreams and your wishes, having a crystal clear vision of where you want to grow into the future and how you want to do it, and also who you want to do it with. Again, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. So then you have ask for a sign regarding the main female. I don't know if that's going to mean something to someone. It may have to do with sharing something, sharing an apartment, sharing a home, sharing a house, sharing a contract, sharing a love relationship, especially if you're waiting around on a Capricorn female, or if you're the female waiting on a male Capricorn, or it could be the same gender. I'm not saying it couldn't be. I'm going to clarify that because the message here is a little muddled. Someone is asking for a sign from their main female. It might be forgiveness. The release of this really toxic burden that is piling up either in your headspace or theirs. Oh, okay. It might be offering forgiveness to someone who probably it's like they don't necessarily deserve it. And I don't think it's a literal apology, or I don't think it's in physical reality. It's like mentally making peace with something that went terribly wrong, so you no longer have to carry around the burdens in your head and your heart about that person who was really toxic. That's what I mean. It's forgiving yourself of feeling like you made a mistake or you trusted the wrong person. Ultimately, you've cut it and you severed it off. It's no longer part of your life. So you don't need to carry around the guilt or the burdens of that anymore, particularly if it does involve a mother figure or seeking your mother's approval of something. Some of you lost a parent and you're looking to connect with them again spiritually, and that's fine. Ask for their advice, ask for their guidance, for their help when you need it. Particularly with this card, it's like they are watching over you. They are still your protector, even though they have passed on to like another realm, to another world. They're rooting for you. They still love you. Some of you are apologizing to a parent that, again, is no longer alive. You feel like you didn't do right by them while they were, alive and well. And so I just keep getting like you go to their grave with flowers and make some sort of offer of an apology. They still love you. I'm almost getting, what is that term? It's forgive and forget. That's what I heard. Forgive and forget. You're carrying around the weight of something very heavy, and it scares you to address it or to confront it, particularly with a parental figure, even if they're still alive, even if they're no longer past. It scares you, but it's going to set you free. I forgive and forget. This person is not going to hold the grudge that you think they will. And I think this is someone different. I don't know if it has to do with this like two-faced person that brought you despair. I don't know what this is, but it kind of feels like a different message over here. Someone may be offering you an apology. Okay, yeah, and with that, all right, it may have to do with this then. Because clearly this person was in the wrong. I just keep wanting to point that out. The person who didn't meet expectation, the one who pieced out on you, very Sagittarian vibes I keep getting. They put a death or an end to the relationship because they screwed you over, they burned you. They may offer you an apology, and it's giving you anxiety on how to respond because you feel almost obligated to let them back into your world. You don't need to do that. That's what this is saying to me. It is okay to let them speak their truth, to get it off their chest. Something about allowing them to offer you the apology. It doesn't mean you have to do anything with it. If anything, it's almost like a confirmation from God, from universe. It's like a little wink to you, like, see, Aries, like they know they screwed up. Take that in stride, again, but it doesn't need to deter you from like the path you're going down. It's almost like take it and run. You don't need to look back. This person who burned you may actually come back around and be like, I'm sorry, I screwed up. And to be honest, it doesn't feel like they're trying to get you back romantically. Again, very much business partnership. It's almost like a drop in the bucket to encourage you to go chase your dreams even more. Something about what goes around comes around. Cycles. Something that you thought you missed out on, it will come back around again. But I do want to highlight, that's no reason to wait for it though. Life is not about waiting, it's about getting in the game, getting into the thick of it. And again, you'll figure out the messy stuff later. It's not going to come easily. There's going to be moments that really test you spiritually, but you got this. God, angels, spirit, universe, they are looking out for you. You are divinely guided. You are divinely protected. Look at these cards. 3 major arcana. Sagittarius, Taurus, and there's a whole bunch here. Capricorn, I think it's Saturn energy. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, Taurus again. You are protected. Hold yourself accountable, but ultimately keep going down that creative spiritual path. Your friends got you. Your soul tribe, your network of people got you. They will catch you when you fall. If someone lets you fall once, trust that they will let that happen again in the future, so don't invest any time in them. That person who, I just keep getting the image of you guys moving a couch together, like a huge piece of furniture or a desk or a dresser or something. It's very heavy. It's very weighted. Halfway through, they drop it on you. They will do it again. Just because this person apologizes, that's cool and that's fine. But it's like learn from your history, learn from your mistakes. But it's more about learning what other people have done and holding them accountable too. All right, Aries, we're going to throw one more of these cards on here for you. And it did end with Ace of Cups, new love. New love towards what makes you happy. So it could be romantic, but it could also be finding a career that suits you really well. It could also be money flow. We were saying there's sudden wealth that comes in with change. Once you change and get out of kind of this toxic cycle with a person, yeah, your money will flow again. Don't be afraid of trial and error. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. There will be mistakes and they are valuable. It is valuable to make mistakes because you will walk away with lessons. The universe has my back. Well, that's what we were saying with all these major arcana cards. All these people who are blessing your journey forward. Go forth, my child. We got you. And then my fearless freedom lights up the world. Boom. Yeah, don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't be afraid of obstacles. Bust through them. You can do it. All right. Please let me know for you, Aries, what resonates in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.